Hey viewers, quick mandatory heads up, my copy of Horizon Zero Dawn was provided to me free by PlayStation. Besides that, my opinions of the game are my own, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Alright, we are back at the mountain of GAIA Prime with the best armor, supposedly, in the game. Doesn't have any modifications or anything on it.
Guess that's my way across.
But I guess we don't need that when I can just have a shield on at all times. So does this go anywhere? Or does it just lead back up? It might just lead nowhere. Okay. I think the reason how come it's balanced the way this way is so you still use other items. So like, this will be really great for surviving fights.
Don't think, Aloy. Just do it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, I guess we'll just go down here. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, this will be great for surviving fights.
Held like this for 19 years.
But not for, like, stealth.
Right?
Well...
Don't answer.
Oh, I hope it doesn't fall while you go in here. I don't imagine it will. Because you'd want to have the players be able to go back into this facility just in case they missed any collectible items.
Glad that's over.
Oh, I'm sure the inside's still going to be pretty bad. Although we'll see. There's obviously a lot less damage over here. Alright. Are we going down or up? I guess we're going up. But before I do that, what's over here?
Not this way. Maybe further up the shaft.
There we go. Some supplies. I love supplies. I'm so glad that for whatever reason, the old ones had wires and chill water and metal vessels and metal shards, all conveniently in one thing. Although I guess the logic could be argued that we're just converting what they had in there into different items. Whatever chill water might be. Liquid nitrogen?
What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
Now it's exposed to the elements, just like every other place that's fallen. They really should have done a better job giving GAIA self-restoring protocols, at least for, like, the facilities. It doesn't even have to be tied to GAIA. Just say, hey, keep the facility maintained, and don't tie it to GAIA herself, because if GAIA goes kaput, suddenly the system to keep the facility running shuts down too, and that's a double-edged sword. Please don't be Travestate. Okay.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. The last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders and lottery winners and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at GAIA Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific, and none of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself, to a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just GAIA and her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
That's really... Your dreams are depressing, but I guess at the end of the world, any dream about the end of the world is going to be depressing. Because reality itself is depressing. It's a shame they couldn't make, like, a secondary backup GAIA. One that just stays hidden away somewhere else in case the first Gaia also gets corrupted. Like, redundancy after redundancy is great. But we didn't really have it for some portions, and I guess they didn't really have enough time. They barely got Zero Dawn up and running in time anyways. Charles Ronson.
Evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Paik I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradiseidae zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either. All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's locks are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with. Given a chance.
Aww.
2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
That sucks, buddy. Tom Paik did eventually go through with that medical euthanasia, even though he had a possible lover, or confirmed lover. That sucks. But how did their life end up in here? Did they give up on life eventually? Like in the first bunker we ever encountered? Or did they live their way all the way to the end, completing the rest of their work that was necessary here? And what eventually did happen to Elizabeth Sobeck?
Elizabeth's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
Oh man. So, we're not going to be able to hear Elizabeth Sobeck's final journals about the apocalypse until Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Or maybe there'll be a post-game that actually does take place years later in the future. That'd actually be pretty cool. But I have a very strong suspicion that won't happen. Ah, man, I wanted to find out what happened to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Maybe there's still more information.
What is this?
Examine the shrine. Well, according to the game, it's a shrine. Was it from Gaia?
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility.
Oh, shit.
Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for. Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay.
She went out? Oh no.
I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So... happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobeck. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
That's how she went out? Jesus. Wow. I didn't know what I was thinking was gonna happen to Elizabeth. I just figured she would be here or somewhere and just kind of fade away or go into cryogenics or something. But shit went wrong at the last second and she sacrificed herself. That's pretty much the equivalent of her mother dying. Even if it is just our past version of ourselves.
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
Stop acting like a machine. Not in the way you mean. You just don't get it. This just sounds so bratty. Look at our face. Look at our pout. What do I want to say about this? I don't really want to say stop acting like a machine either. Because I agree with him. She did end up being better than them. But we keep on choosing the hard option.
You just for one moment stop calculating and let yourself feel. She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you? The generosity of it.
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Maybe she made it back to the place that she used to live. But where did she live? Have we learned that information? I don't know, but she could still be... We could find her final resting place. Sometime in the future. Gene locked for Elizabeth Sobeck.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobeck. There's only one. I miss you.
Huh. So she never actually wanted to have herself cloned in the future. Or at least that's what it seems like. Well, GAIA disagreed with that notion.
Look, Liz. You're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
It is a little bit on the creepy side. I thought maybe it was made by GAIA, but it was made by the other survivors here. Or I guess just Ronson. And that's gotta be morbid to see every single day, but it does remind them the sacrifice that had to be taken to keep them alive in the first place. So is that all? Oh, Ted Farrow. Ted Farrow.
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
That's it? That's all he has to say about it? So Ted Farrow survived and got to hide away in his own little bunker. Did he ever really truly suffer for the things that he caused, even if inadvertently? I don't know. So they had 10 humans in here, and then Elizabeth died within like 6 hours. So that means 9 different humans were living inside this facility. But we're only hearing logs from Shen, Ronson, and Travis.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos. What can he do?
Really? Out of all the choices, he's like, yeah, I'll just chill out with some Holo Holo girls. Is that like a legitimate group of women? Or holographic gals? That'd be sad. And what he deserves. But he's a rich guy. He probably lived a life of luxury in the end. Trillionaire, God. How big is this general facility? There's not much on this side, I guess. There could still be some more audio logs.
All right. Let's start over from Eleuthia 1.
Running integrity tests. Dr. Brochard Klein. May I speak outside protocol?
I suppose so. There's no one to stop you.
Doctor, you are fatigued. You have been logging abnormal sleep cycles. Are you suffering from depression?
Well, I am trapped in a science facility for the rest of my life. How about you?
In a time slice of a quadrillion operating cycles, 10,000 are involved with processing the loss of Dr. Sobeck. I have considered quarantining these processes. Do you think that would be wise?
I'm not a psychologist, GAIA, or an AI scientist. No. It is natural. At least in the context of the work you and I have accomplished, which begs the meaning of the term natural. She was your creator, the patron saint of this crazy endeavor, Our Lady of the Fervent Hypothetical.
Even assuming a string of significant failure combinations, Zero Dawn's chances of success are greater than the hypothetical.
It's called a manner of speech, GAIA. Take a note.
Don't be sassy to her. She's just a young little AI. Only months or even just a couple of years old at that point. But I'm glad he told her to not quarantine those processes. The whole point of GAIA was to have feelings about things. And look, it led to us being created, and we're saving the world. Or trying, at least. Hey, they had vending machines. Or, well, they had storage cubbies? I don't know what these are. Scan with focus. Nothing. I guess a vending machine would be pretty pointless at the end of the world. Stick your money in here for food, please.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Oh, God. What if Ted Farrow is responsible for everything going down? Like he left his bunker and attacked one of the facilities, and that led to everything going bad. Ted Farrow being a villain all the way to the end wouldn't surprise me. Even if he tried to save the world, his own headspace and his own guilt brings him to crazy decisions. Possibly.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Alright, we gotta press on and hope that nothing bad happens. We know that Hades knows about this place, and so there's a full-on chance he might lead an attack here soon. The solution? Oh, God.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By subtraction. I can make it better, Liz. With a single stroke, make it all go away.
No.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Yeah.
Continue.
He probably did something to Apollo to make sure that it could never fucking teach humans about the history of the world, because to him, the history of the world was something that shouldn't be learned. Or some crazy nonsense like that. God, if only Elizabeth hadn't killed herself. Saving the world, huh? She could have stopped him from ending the world. Or dooming it. Oh shit, they all died in here? But why?
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the alphas were in there.
Oh no, please don't tell me he killed the alphas while they were here. Oh shit, well give me 1 second. We passed by a room, I want to see if there's anything in here. No? Fuck, dude! Damn it, Pharaoh! You already fucked up the world and now you're gonna fuck up the next one.
Unlocked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. What I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who'll come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
Sacrifice?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Sacrifice is cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard. Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Planting atmosphere.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? After all this shit, after all the work they went through, they were just killed off by Pharaoh? The person who already caused the end of the world? Jesus fucking Christ, why even give a fucker like that Omega permission of the system? In what capacity was that man ever sane? Okay? Oh, they fucked up. Oh, man, that's why Apollo never activated. Not because of a fuck up with GAIA, but because of a fuck up with the past humans. Multiple fuck ups. They tried, and in the end, that pisses me off.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, Silence. Hope.
Okay. Alright. You know what? There is still hope out there. While Pharaoh robbed the future of knowledge, of everything, a better start, of having every single person in society acknowledge and understand the mistakes of the past. If we save the world, maybe we can actually have GAIA help us out. We're not completely screwed. Once everybody knows, there's enough of the truth out there for the people to learn and stop having their crazy notions of the fucking sun and its power, or All Mother and all this other stuff. Although with that said, we're better with people praising All Mother than the sun. But we need it to be not like a religious thing. They just need to submit themselves to science, and maybe we can help.
The Master Override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
Alright. We got the Master Override. Let's get out of here. We got the Master Override and we found out the entirety of the truth. Now that's all that's left is to kill Hades, honestly. Hopefully, oh shit, Hades doesn't attack us.
The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Ha! Alright, buddy. It looks like I'm gonna have to do a running jump. Alright. Nope, that wasn't a zip line. Yeah, okay. I'm glad, I guess. Hey, look at my shield flashing. Dead, 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 dead. I guess there was a different way for me to go down. Then why put a wire above me? Why put a wire above me that I can't grab onto? That's a developer. That's so cruel. That is so very, very cruel. So, dear future humans, if we ever end up in a situation where self-replicating robots are taking over the world, for the love of God,
try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Don't give the master control of the entire system to the person responsible for the entire apocalypse in the first place. Just a bad idea. It was probably one of those things where he wouldn't do it unless he had the override. But they very easily could have just been like, once Gaia is placed and everyone is in their bases, just fucking strip it away from Ted. Once he's inside his shitty little bunker, he should never have had any kind of control or any kind of influence. Because at that point, his opinions and his influence were worthless. And in the end, he doomed the world again. I'm fully expecting that we're about to deal with a bunch of Eclipse forces in a second. For all we know, Silence could also be being taken out. Right now, we walk around the corner and boom, heelless. Alright, no, Silence isn't actually physically here. Oh! He is now!
You're here.
For a moment.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the Eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the Eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. Its code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
Okay, alright. Tell me everything.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse. Everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus. recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
So you thought it was a titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
Jesus. Neither of you cared about Meridian. Yep, they just wanted the knowledge and, were looking out only for themselves.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
Wow. Hades is a massive asshole of a robot. Jesus.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
You've done what you could to make up for your mistakes. Is there nothing you won't do for knowledge? I'll say this one.
You've done terrible things, Silens. But you've also done what you could to undo them. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but at least you've tried.
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again. A few more safeguards, perhaps, but basically the same.
Really? So much for learning from mistakes.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Silence! Where will you go?
Elsewhere and everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Well, I guess farewell, Silens. Thanks for the help. If it wasn't for him, we would have missed a lot, right? He was a guiding hand in this terrible, terrible world. Attach the master override to the lance. So do I finally get a new weapon? Let's see, hold on. Alright, this is 28, 26. Is this better? Ooh, that's fancy. Obtained Silens Lance. So now, oh snap, look at that. From 2826 to 4051, and also with a little bit of electricity damage. This melee weapon has a quick light attack, slower heavy shock attack, and the ability to override unlocked machines. So you still had to unlock the manual overrides for everything. But we already did that, so that's great. And I can never swap back to my other spear? That's a bit of a shame. If I wanted to just have, like, memories of the past, don't have that option anymore. But neat. We are completely set up. We have every single skill. We have a new lance. We have ancient power armor. Wow, ancient powered up armor with a shield. And a way to take down the biggest threat to humanity ever since themselves. All right, the looming shadow. Hades intends to use the spire to transmit a resurrection signal, calling millions of buried war machines from their graves. When the time comes, Aloy must stand against the shadow, but she will not fight alone. I hope not, after everything that we've done. We helped out everybody else. So we'll have the help of the Oseram, and the Karja, and the Nora, and we'll all unite together to take out Hades. Well, before we go, I guess we'll listen to some of these informations.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing.
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Peerless. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
The ironic part of Silens helping a machine create a cult, and then the cult trying to kill him off.
They're coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, loosened Bahamas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Araman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Araman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Jesus Christ. And then we killed Bahamas on kind of just like a random side mission. I guess it was more of like a random main side mission, right? We brought out the King Idaman. First meeting. Oh, this will be good.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Silens, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine.
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundom's reign.
Define Karja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja.
Now that's more like it.
Silence. And they just began their exchange of information.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. With the Spire.
Yeah, the Spire is what's really gonna screw over the world. We gotta get back. Up! Nope, nope. Oh, fuck. You can't fast travel, you're falling. Ow. Viewers! Viewers! Oh. Never mind. I thought I didn't have to worry about fall damage anymore. I was wrong. I don't have to worry about non-lethal fall damage anymore. But lethal fall damage will still instant kill me.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. With the Spire.
Damn it, get off of here. See what I mean when I was talking about, like, she magnetically attaches herself to things when I don't want her to? It's true. Okay. Well, at least we learned. So if I fall and I take, like, say, with our max health of 700, if I say take 690 damage, I think the shield will block all of that. But if I take 700 damage, the full lethal amount, it will just kill me straight up. So there's kind of... There's no in-between. You'll survive the fall or you won't. You'll either survive the fall and won't take any damage because your shield takes it, Or you're dead. Oh, shit. Are these gonna be out yet? Hold on. I want to learn more. One of them is fine. Okay. So let's read the timeline of these. This is February 3rd, 2065. This would have been a few days, I think, after, or 26, no, actually. Okay, yeah, okay, I thought I read it wrong. It is 2065, not 2066. So a whole year before they actually moved everybody out. So we're gonna have to wait until later on for that to be fixed up. But for now, we have one of them. Sobeck Journal, 11/19/64. Just wrapped inspection of GAIA Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for control room reminded me of starship bridges on those cheesy old SF videos. Living spaces for alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we never have to seal ourselves in here. Not that Elysium sounds much better. Spent last week at the Bryce site, designing ZD project labs, drawing up protocols. The base we're repurposing was huge, plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crew's already set up my office/lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as an all-seeing presence. Ugh, opposite effect. Makes me feel watched, on display, tempted to paint it over. Harris recorded his presentation yesterday, suitably bleak, scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception lounge, holo theaters, and first residence block at ZD site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates being held outside Tucson. 27 already. Extraction teams prioritizing Pac Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be, snatched off the streets, carted across the world, held in cells. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Gonna catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to ZD site. Harris promised delivery of QB lattices by noon. Expect Mark 1 will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble, and test. I aim to launch GAIA at 0.6T grounding. From there, I'll spin her past 1.0. Oh, the Turing's test up. Wonder how long it'll take to break the 1.38 Turing record. My can go hang. Sleep. I want to learn more about that 1.38 Turing test. So is that, how much of the notebooks do we have collected now? Data points. We have a ton of, we have almost every single quest text point, but we don't have even like half of the world text points. Oops. I guess that's my bad. I haven't really gone around too many places around the world once you actually consider like just how many collectibles I haven't gone to, little mini civilizations everywhere, bandit camps. That's fine. Well, let's fast travel over to Meridian and talk to the Sun King of Odd. Hey again, viewers, thank you for watching through this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below in the comments. And as a mandatory reminder, this game was provided to me for free by PlayStation. Thank you very much, PlayStation, and again, thank you, viewers.